Hey everyone, welcome back to Soul Freaks. My name is Tony, and for this episode, if you're a big fan of Spider-Man, you're going to love what we have for you. So to find out what is it exactly, join us in the next part of the video. So let's go. Alright, so for this episode, what we have for you here is the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, the next chapter. So this pair right here is a collaboration for the film Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, before we go into any more details, I just want to lay it out here that I personally have not seen the film or have not read anything about it or asked anyone as well. So hopefully I don't say anything that could spoil the film even to myself and to all the viewers out there. Alright, so the film here is also a sequel to the 2018 Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, speaking of sequel, this pair right here is also a sequel to a pair that was released at the time that they dubbed the origin story. So, in that concept, I just realized that the sneakers were trying to tell a story. So, let's go back to the first film. Now, the origin story here is a Chicago-based colorway with a modified spider-like design in the upper and a translucent traction pattern for the outer sole. So, in that concept, that's a singular-like design. So, for the film, Miles Morales only knows one variant of Spider-Man, which is Peter Parker, of course, right? So he has no idea that there are a wide variety of Spider-Man at the time. So when the film happens, a lot of versions of Spider-Man came out. So we have Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl. I forgot the other variants of Spider-Man that came out, but I just remember Peter B. Parker. So another variant of Peter Parker, I guess. So to that logic, Miles Morales was surprised that there are a lot of Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse or the multiverse for that matter. Now, fast forward to the film right now. So we have the Across the Spider-Verse, where uh, the design for the sneaker right here is more wide and more uh, defining, right? So you can see that the upper right here is made of different materials. So we have soft leather in the toe box area. We have patent leather for the swoosh and even here at the ankle support area. We have suede leathers across the sneaker, and not just the materials, even the shade of red here are different. So they're light red, dark red, and a very different options of red right here. Now for the lace eyelet here and the Air Jordan logo, they are put into a 3D like design which follows the animation of the film for the multiverse itself. So in this case, they're going for a different variants of design here. You even notice that the tongue area right here is not all white, but it's a little light pink, peachy for that matter. So they really went all out on the concept of the design. So it's a multi-design sneaker that we have right here versus a singular like design for the origin story. So this is the first time that I encountered that a sneaker itself is telling a story even for a film itself. So that's something of a good marketing strategy done by the producers of the film and even the sneaker brand themselves, Jordan brand Nike. So that's a good thing. Alright, so let's go for the sizing and the fit. So much like any Air Jordan 1 that we have in the past, whether it's low, mid, or high, this fits true to size. Now, if you have a wide foot, I recommend to go a half size up, and if by chance, go to a physical store to try them out, because it's very important to consider your actual comfort versus your thoughts on what could be your sizing for this one. Now, in terms of the spacing, it's the same. If you ever owned an Air Jordan in the past, there should be no issue in selecting that. Now, in terms of the toe box area and the mid-foot spacing, try to consider that as well when you're trying to buy your first Air Jordan 1 for those who have not yet owned one. But for those who already do own Air Jordan, whatever is the cut of it, whether it's a high, mid, or low, you should know that the spacing here is very important, as well as the ventilation itself. Now, for the comfort as well, we have the classic ankle tab. Because this is a high cut, it will give you that cushion on the lower leg and ankle area. So no issue on that. Now, another portion of the comfort here is the heel air zoom unit. So any Air Jordan that we have also has that same heel air zoom unit. Now, speaking of that part, we have the midsole right here, which is a little cream white or off-white. So you'll see the difference between them. So again, they're trying to go for a different variant of colors for this particular pair. And we also have the classic Air Jordan 1 traction pattern. Now, here's the interesting part. This traction pattern is glow in the dark. Now, to engage this glow in the dark, the outer sole right here needs to be exposed a little bit to sunlight so it will help it light up. Now, once it does, different angles could show different colors, but mostly it's pink or light pink. There will be portion that is going to be white, orange, peachy. It depends on the angle that what you caught, whatever you have caught it, right? So that's how you will see the glow in the dark feature of this sneaker. Now for the traction pattern, much like any Air Jordan we have, you should have no problem with the traction while walking with this particular pair. Alright, so before we go further into the review, I just want to give notice on something. So since this is a collaboration between Spiderman and the Jordan brand, somehow the packaging should also be a little special, right? But in this case, they did here is they only went for the ordinary Jordan 1 box right here. So as you can see, there's also no extra lace. So any Chicago team colorway always have that white extra lace. Even the lost and found may have it. So in this case, there's none, or at least anything that states that this is a collaboration. So, unlike other superhero colorway releases in the past, so this is all brand, they always come up with something that makes it feel special, right? So, just for an example, here is the Donovan Mitchell one that Adidas released years ago. So, given that it's a general colorway, they even included the box here, a Marvel theme box. So, because it's a superhero colorway, right? So, that's how Adidas did it. Now, unlike the origin story that was released with a special box because it is collaborating with Spider-Man during the Into the Spider-Verse time in 2018, so that's something. So, but for the next chapter, they just went for the ordinary one. So I'm not sure the strategy here for Jordan brand or Nike, but it is what it is. Now, it just may be a box, but it's a collaboration still, right? Anyway, it shouldn't affect the performance and your comfort with the sneaker. All right, so for an overall thought, the design of this sneaker is, to be honest, a little bit too much. But then again, the sneaker here is trying to tell a story. Now, still, this should fit any wardrobe that you wish to wear. I still consider this a neutral colorway, so it could still fit anything. Now, in terms of the comfort, you have to make sure that it has good spacing for you, the toe box area spacing as well. The comfort lock should still be there, the lockdown. So this is a high cut sneaker that should give you a good lockdown at the heel or even the ankle area. So no problem on that. So just like any other Air Jordan 1 that you ever owned. Or for those first timer, that's the thing. So again, so the question here, is this worth it? Well, for me personally, yes. Because number one, I'm a big fan of superhero films, animated series, comics, and stuff like that. Number two, this is the closest colorway that I can ever get for a Chicago related colorway or inspired for a Chicago colorway. I tried out for the Lost and Found and got an L. So this is the closest Chicago inspired colorway that I ever purchased. So for me, yes, personally, it's worth it. But for a general point of view, if you're a big fan of superhero, specifically Spider-Man, it should be worth it to have a pair. Especially that the film for Across the Spider-Verse is coming out or just came out, depending on when you watch this review. So that's the thing. So I think that's about it for this episode. Now, if you have any comments or reaction regarding our featured sneaker, feel free to write it down in our comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have more sneaker reviews, sneaker tips, and even other topics regarding sneakers. Now, we also have our social media website at Facebook and Instagram, so follow us at SoldFix, and we also post daily contents. Alright, so thanks for tuning in. My name is Tony. We'll see you at our next episode and keep moving forward.